For many people living with diabetes, bread often feels like the enemy. It's one of the first things doctors and dietitians recommend cutting back on, and that advice can be frustrating, especially if you've enjoyed toast in the morning or a sandwich at lunch for most of your life. The truth is, most common breads are filled with refined flours and sugars that can cause a sharp rise in blood sugar, leading to energy crashes, weight gain, and long-term health problems. Today, on Healthy Aging with Nutrition, we'll reveal the top 5 best breads for people with diabetes. You'll learn what to look for, how to prepare them properly, and why the way you eat bread is just as important as the bread itself. One of the breads on this list might even surprise you. It's an old favorite that's making a comeback thanks to new science on gut health and blood sugar control. Here's something most people don't know. Not all breads are created equal. In fact, some breads, when chosen carefully, can actually help stabilize your blood sugar, support digestion, and keep you full for longer. These types of breads are made with ingredients like sprouted grains, whole oats, and natural fermentation that slow down how fast sugar enters your bloodstream. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Healthy Aging with Nutrition for more easy-to-follow, science-backed tips to help seniors live their healthiest, longest lives.
Number 1. Sprouted grain bread, a hidden ally for blood sugar. For most of us, the word bread brings up one thing: white, fluffy slices that taste good but leave our blood sugar soaring. That's why it surprises many people to learn that sprouted grain bread is a completely different story. This isn't the processed white bread we grew up with. It's made from whole grains that have been allowed to sprout, just enough to unlock their natural nutrients, fiber, and enzymes. When grains begin to sprout, something interesting happens. Their starches start to break down, making them easier to digest. At the same time, fiber content increases and important vitamins, like B vitamins and oxidants, become more available to your body. That's good news for seniors with diabetes, because the higher fiber and protein content of sprouted grain bread slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream, helping to prevent dangerous spikes. This kind of improvement isn't just something we hear anecdotally, it's backed by recent research. In a 2022 study published in the journal Nutrients, researchers compared the effects of sprouted grain bread to traditional whole wheat bread in adults with elevated blood sugar levels. The results showed that those who ate sprouted grain bread had significantly lower post-meal glucose and insulin responses. In other words, their blood sugar didn't rise as quickly, and their bodies didn't have to work as hard to bring it down. What's especially interesting is that the study also found better satiety, meaning participants felt fuller longer after eating sprouted bread. For seniors managing type 2 diabetes, that combination of stable blood sugar and reduced hunger is exactly what we want from a good carbohydrate. But of course, not all sprouted breads are the same. Some store-bought versions still contain added sugar, honey, or molasses, ingredients that cancel out the health benefits. That's why it's important to read the label. A good sprouted bread should list whole sprouted grains like sprouted wheat, barley, or lentils as the first ingredients. It should be low in added sugars, ideally less than 2 grams per slice, and high in fiber, around 3 grams or more. Just remember, look for 100% sprouted grain on the label, check for fiber and sugar content, and keep your portion to 1 slice at a time.
Number 2. 100% whole grain rye bread, the ancient grain with modern benefits. If you've ever traveled through Northern Europe, places like Finland or Germany, you may have seen thick, dark loaves of rye bread stacked in bakery windows. It's not the soft, fluffy bread most of us grew up with. Instead, it's dense, hearty, and deeply satisfying. What many people don't realize is that 100% whole grain rye bread isn't just a traditional food, it's also a powerful ally for blood sugar control, especially for older adults living with type 2 diabetes. Let's pause for a moment to understand why rye is different. Unlike regular wheat bread, rye contains a unique type of soluble fiber called arabinoxylan, which plays a key role in slowing carbohydrate absorption. This means that after eating rye bread, glucose enters your bloodstream more slowly, leading to a lower and more stable rise in blood sugar. That's exactly what we want, especially as our metabolism slows down with age. But it's not just about science. It's also about real-life experiences from seniors who've successfully improved their blood sugar with the right bread choices. Take Miss Eleanor, a 74-year-old widow from Minnesota who used to skip lunch entirely to avoid raising her sugar levels. After learning about rye bread from her diabetes support group, she began eating half a slice with a hard-boiled egg and some cucumber slices. I was nervous at first, but after a week, I noticed my numbers stayed steady and I actually had more energy in the afternoon. So, what makes this bread so effective? It's not just the fiber. Whole rye flour also retains plant compounds like lignans and resistant starches, which feed the good bacteria in your gut, another important piece of the puzzle in blood sugar control and immune health for seniors. Many seniors say that adding rye bread to their weekly routine helped them bring variety back into their meals without the guilt or glucose spikes. And for those who enjoy earthy, robust flavors, rye offers a taste that's deeply satisfying and deeply nourishing. So, if you're looking for a bread that's been proven to support stable blood sugar, curb appetite, and protect your long-term health, 100% whole grain rye deserves a place on your plate. Have you ever tried switching from white bread to rye? Did it make a difference in how full you felt or how stable your blood sugar stayed after a meal? Let us know in the comments. Sometimes the smallest food swap can lead to the biggest shift in daily health, and your experience might be just the encouragement someone else needs.
Number 3. Sourdough bread. Could this old-fashioned bread actually help diabetics? What if the secret to better blood sugar control isn't found in a new diet trend, but in one of the oldest bread-making traditions in the world? That's exactly the case with sourdough bread, a naturally fermented bread that's making a major comeback in bakeries and homes across the globe. In the past few years, more and more bakeries have begun offering authentic sourdough made with just 3 ingredients: flour, water, and wild yeast. You may have even noticed this shift in your own community. Shelves that once held sweet white rolls are now filled with crusty, rustic sourdough loaves that look like they came straight from a European village. And this isn't just a trend, it's a return to something deeper, something better for our health. Now, let's take a moment to talk about what makes sourdough so different, not just in taste, but in how it works with your body. Picture this. While most factory-made breads are rushed through in just a few hours using commercial yeast, a true sourdough loaf is like a slow dance. It takes its time. It can ferment for 12, 18, sometimes even 24 hours. During that time, wild yeast and friendly bacteria work their quiet magic, breaking down starches, softening the gluten, and transforming a simple mix of flour and water into something far more complex. That slow fermentation doesn't just change the flavor, it actually lowers the bread's glycemic impact, meaning your body absorbs the sugars more gently without the dramatic spikes that come with regular bread. Even more surprising, this same process also creates natural acids and beneficial compounds that can feed your gut microbes. And, as scientists are discovering, a healthy gut plays a much bigger role in blood sugar control than we used to think. It's all connected: digestion, inflammation, insulin sensitivity, and sourdough may be doing more behind the scenes than we give it credit for. Instead of giving you another textbook case study, let me tell you what happened in my own neighborhood. A small bakery down the street began selling handmade sourdough made from whole grain flour. They only make 20 loaves a day, and you have to reserve them ahead of time. At first, most of their customers were health-conscious millennials. But then, something changed. Seniors started showing up. Some with walkers, some with grandkids in tow. One man, I remember clearly, told me, "This bread doesn't mess with my sugar like the store kind does. I eat a slice with lunch, and I don't crash anymore in the afternoon." It's a simple story, but it says a lot. Sourdough doesn't chase trends. It carries tradition, earns trust, and delivers results. When it's made the right way, slowly, naturally, with just flour, water, salt, and time, it becomes something far more than a carb. It becomes a support system for your blood sugar, your gut, and maybe even your enjoyment of food again.
So, let's wrap things up. We've explored 5 of the best bread options for seniors with diabetes, each one offering something unique. Sprouted grain bread gives you slow digesting carbs and extra nutrients. Sourdough uses natural fermentation to support your gut and stabilize glucose. Even whole rye can be part of a well-balanced diabetic-friendly diet when chosen carefully. But bread doesn't work in isolation. It's part of a bigger picture, a lifestyle of mindful eating, portion control, and balanced meals. Here are a few tips to keep in mind. Stick to 1 slice per meal, or around 40 to 50 grams. If you're having 2 slices, consider making it an open-faced sandwich or trimming carbs elsewhere in your meal. Always pair bread with a source of protein or healthy fat, like eggs, cottage cheese, natural peanut butter, grilled tofu, or avocado. This slows down digestion and helps prevent sugar spikes. Add fiber from leafy greens, tomatoes, or cucumber on the side. A slice of bread with a side salad is much gentler on your system than bread alone. Avoid added sugars and sneaky ingredients. Always check the label. Terms like wheat bread or multigrain can be misleading if the first ingredient isn't 100% whole grain. Try toasting or lightly heating bread to improve texture and digestibility, especially if you struggle with digestion. And remember, timing matters too. Breakfast is a great time for fiber-rich bread combined with protein. Late-night snacking on bread, especially alone, is best avoided. Little things like this make a big difference over time. In the end, managing diabetes after 60 isn't about eating perfectly.
It's about making wise, consistent choices that still allow for comfort, flavor, and joy. Bread can still have a place at your table. Just choose the kind that works for you, not against you. If you learned something new today, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite way to enjoy bread without the sugar spike? Have you tried sourdough, sprouted grains, or low-carb options before? Let us and the rest of the community know in the comments. Your story could help someone else feel less alone on this journey. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll bring you simple, science-backed strategies to help you stay strong, steady, and well-nourished. You deserve to feel good every day, at every age.